Hey guys, Dave Darren here. I'm coming on today to talk about a bashing that I appear to be taking, and it's okay. I mean, I get bashed all the time. If I said something lovely, I'd get bashed for it. So yesterday I found some post by this guy Alan, and he put something out there about how incompassionate people are today, how much of a lack of passion there is. By the way, there's a full passion when you talk about politics. You get passion on both sides, a complete set of lunatics on both ends. So I actually agree with Alan. There's a lack of compassion. In fact, I actually outed myself as someone who has a complete, total lack of compassion. And it's proven by my yesterday's rant that I have a lack of compassion. And I admit that. So I was honest enough to say I admit that I have a lack of compassion. Now, actually, after that, he put in sort of a little bit of humor in there. And he said that people lack compassion. They don't even turn their headlights on. When there's a policeman on the opposite side of the road doing a speed trap, and then you're on the other side of the road, and no one flashes their headlights on to warn you that there's a speed trap over there to save you from getting a traffic ticket. So that was a joke, and I kind of got that. I did get that, by the way, Alan, I got that. But then there was someone else who got on here, and then she's assuming that I'm targeting her. And I'm bullying her. You know what? I'm bullying the stupidity of that action. And what she said is to be clear on this, and I'm not going to read it because I don't even have it saved anymore. Because she blocked me, or he blocked me, or they both did. I don't even know. But now I'm getting accused of stalking too, which is ridiculous. But here's what happened. She got on there and she said that she drove from her parents' house for 5 minutes with her headlights off, and that no one flashed their lights to her, telling her that her headlights were off. So that part of it, I kind of assume was sort of a joke, that no one actually had the compassion or the courtesy to warn her that she was driving with her headlights off, that she had off for 5 minutes. Now, the first part of it was not a joke at all. In fact, it's dangerous and it could cause a fatality on the road. I don't know if she was on a 35-mile-an-hour road. I don't know if she was on a highway going 60 miles an hour. I don't know how much outside lighting there was. If she was on a road that it would at least had enough lighting on it so that even if you didn't have your headlights on, at least your car would be somewhat illuminated. I don't know if she has a black vehicle, which sometimes is hard to see even with the lights on. I don't know any of that, but she did say that she drove for 5 minutes with her headlights off. And she never corrected that, by the way. I never got anything from her in a private message or anything in that group of threads saying, Dave, I was not driving with my headlights off for 5 minutes. I never got told that or corrected to the fact that what she said, the entire thing was a joke. When I read that the second part of it was kind of a humorous attempt at proving how incompassionate people are, because no one flashed lights to tell her that her headlights were off to prevent her from having an accident. But the first part of it was relevant enough for me to call out someone that was totally stupid driving. And when someone types 5 minutes, I'm not going to think that they mistyped the word minute to be second. When you type in 5 minutes, if it's not 5 minutes, correct it and say 5 seconds or 20 seconds. So when you read something saying someone drove for 5 minutes, you know how long 5 minutes is on a road of any speed at all? 5 minutes. Can you believe how long that is? I've been talking for less right now than 5 minutes. Can you imagine driving for this length of time with your headlights off, and the amount of risk that takes on yourself and drivers around you who can't see you? It's less dangerous than driving distracted. I always make comments about people talking and text messaging on their cell phones. That's bad enough. That's you driving distracted. But people around you still have the ability to see you. And if you're driving distracted and you happen to swerve and sway off the road a bit, at least the other people can see you and make adjustments so that you don't hit them and they don't hit you, because at least you're visible. When you're invisible with your lights off, that's a degree of danger well and above beyond driving distracted, because no one else can see you to avoid you. So you're endangering yourself and you're endangering everyone around you. And can you imagine the part of the jokes that she'd be having right now if instead of driving with her headlights off for 5 minutes and causing no accident, she didn't even get a ticket, I guess. Can you imagine the degree of humor she'd be on Facebook now talking about with a smile on her face if she caused an injury or a fatality? And you can cause a fatality driving on roads that are 35-mile-an-hour speed limits, driving for 5 minutes with your headlights off. So don't tell me that this was something that was funny, that I should be reprimanded about for calling out someone's total and complete stupidity. Maybe I saved her life, because now I'm sure when she gets in the car now, the first thing she's going to do, maybe even before turning on the ignition, is to turn on her headlights. Or maybe if she's got a car that's got the automatic headlights, she's going to click it to automatic so she doesn't repeat this mistake, so she doesn't have to have some guy who reads her comment and calls her out on her stupidity to suggest that there's a brainless person that's either got to get a brain or lose her driver's license. Because I don't feel, and I've seen people drive around, by the way, especially it happens when it gets to be colder weather out. And when the time changes, you see people all the time driving with their headlights off, especially in the beginning. And it's dangerous. And then the darker the vehicle, the harder it is to see them. You see it, and people say to buy light colored vehicles. In fact, I think insurance has statistics on how many accidents occur with darker black vehicles versus cars that are yellow and red that are shinier, that actually reflect any lower degree of light easier than the black car does. Black cars sort of absorb the light, whereas at least a lighter color car reflects the light. So, but it's still dangerous no matter what kind of car you're driving on the road. If you're driving at night with your headlights off, it's dangerous. And why am I getting all the backlash for saying it's dangerous and calling out the individual involved to say straighten up your act? Straighten up your act before you get involved in killing someone, right? So what am I supposed to do? Read these things and feel bad that I did this? No, because maybe, just maybe, this individual is going to think about this. And when she thinks about that Dave supposedly bullied her or something, all I'm doing is I'm bullying the point that you drove like an idiot. The point is stupid, it's dangerous, and it's unforgivable to do that. If you did it, why would you even say it on Facebook? And why would you say it as a joke? There's no joke in jeopardizing the lives of people around you that may be driving during the Christmas holidays, doing Christmas shopping with their kids in the car. They're listening to Christmas music, so maybe they're not as attentive as they might be in other times of the year. And then you were driving with your headlights off with a van with 3 kids in the back seat, and you smash into them with your headlights off, or they smash into you, and there's dead people. You think this is a joke? You know, I carry this to the extreme to make, I put in funny images there. Why would I do that with a post that's serious? You do that to get attention, and I don't have much attention to this show anyway. And who else pointed this out? This guy, Christopher. He pointed out that I have a show that gets a lack of attention. Yeah, that's because I start to talk about reality of music and the fact that musicians don't unite, and don't tell me that they unite. They're at odds and at war with the venues because the venues need to charge them to play that venue doing what's called pay to play. And initially I didn't agree with pay to play at all. I was opposed to it. I thought it was horrific to do that. But you got to think of it from the vantage point of the venue. They've hired people to be cocktail waitresses, and you can't call them that anymore, right? I'm going to get someone to say, I can't call them cocktail waitresses. And they're going to say, Dave, when you get on an airplane, do you call them stewardesses? So, and actors now, you can't call them a woman actor and actress. They're all actors now, right? We have to be so fucking politically correct all the time. All the time. So, you know, when I do a show and I talk about musicians and they're at war with the venues have to charge pay to play. When they look around and they see 20 people because the band didn't promote themselves that they're playing at that venue. So the venue's sitting there with 20 people who are drinking. What do they drink? They're drinking like 2 beers each, and they're drinking the cheapest fucking beers usually. It's Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I see that all the time. I go to these places, they got drink specials on the cheapest fucking products, and that's what people are buying when they come to see the metal bands. And I say that, and it's true. Don't tell me it's not true. It's true. If you don't believe it, go to the next metal show and see what people are drinking, see what kind of cars they got in the parking lot. And then I'm trying to create a show to help them out. But then how can I help them out when they don't help themselves out? And when they got these day jobs where they're satisfied working at Home Depot and Lowe's and Burger King and McDonald's, and how can you take that they don't have any drive or ambition in their day jobs to have any potential drive or ambition of creating a music show that they've got at night that actually kicks ass. And I was relying on them to do that, which was stupid on my part to rely on them to do that. So yeah, I don't have many listeners at all. And do I care at this point? I don't, because I just get my point across to the 2, 3, 4 people that might listen. And they don't. People don't listen. They don't like reality. They like reality shows, which are not reality shows. You got Kim Kardashian with the big ass in there. Who knows if that was even real? I don't even know if that thing is real. But you got reality shows that are mostly fiction. But you got me who does a reality show and tells you what I think and what I see and what I observe. Now, if you don't see what I see, then maybe you got to point me in the direction to see something else. Or maybe you got to open your eyes and see what I see and see what I say is true. But I'm not going to apologize to this person for shouting her out for being an idiot driving on the road for 5 minutes. If it was 20 seconds, that's bad enough. You know how long 5 minutes is? You know how much of a danger you are driving on the road for 5 minutes with your lights off? You know how much risk there is involved in that, depending on how much traffic was on that road? You could even be on a road where there's deer on the road. I live in the East Coast a lot of times in New Jersey. New Jersey, there's deer. I go past some of these places and I'll see 5, 6 deer. You've got your headlights off. Maybe it's more safe because you're not attracting the deer to the headlights. I don't know, but do you want to drive on the road, down the road where there's potential of deer on the road and your headlights are off? It's endangering to yourself to even do that. So I'm giving out some education to this person who's now considering what I'm giving her as education to be bullying, which is total bullshit. I'm taking not her as an individual. I'm taking what she did is totally mindless, brainless, dangerous, and stupid. And am I wrong for saying that? Who can come on here? Who can come on here right now and text message this view if you're watching it right now, which no one is. The guy's right. No one's watching it. Can you honestly say that you'll go out tonight and drive it after sunset? Make sure you drive when the sun is completely down. Go out at night like 8 o'clock at night. Drive with your headlights off for 5 minutes. Doesn't matter if you're on a road that's 35 miles an hour or a highway at 60 miles an hour. Do you feel safe driving with your headlights off for 5 minutes? Do you feel safe? Would you do that? If you saw someone else on the road driving with their headlights off and you were following behind them for 5 minutes, do you think that that person has a potential of creating a life-threatening accident? Do you? I'm sure you do. You want to debate me on this? Then go ahead and debate me to tell me that I was so wrong calling someone out for driving 5 minutes on any type of road. I don't care what the speed limit was. And you tell me if you think that was safe. You tell me if you think that was a joke. You tell me if you think that was something to laugh at. I bet this person, if they cause an accident and a fatality, this person would not be laughing. She'd be crying because she'd probably be in jail for driving, killing someone because she was an incompetent driver. I'm not apologizing for this. I saw it as dangerous. I didn't see it as a joke. This guy, Alan, thinks that I'm going overboard with this. No, I'm not. If this happened, I still haven't been corrected in this. I still haven't been told, Dave, I was not driving 5 minutes without my lights on. As soon as I got in the car, I turned the lights on. My lights were on for the entire time I had my foot on that gas pedal. I saw nothing. I saw no one saying that at all. Mary, no one said that. So I have to believe that if no one's saying that that was not true, I have to think it was true. And the joke she's alluding to is the fact that she said no one flicked their lights on to her to tell her, oh, your lights are off. Don't forget to turn them on. And then she turns them on. I did not see any rebuttal at all saying that what she typed in initially wasn't purely factual. So I'm taking it as factual. So when I take it as factual and I read specifically 5 minutes of driving with your headlights off, it's dangerous, it's life-threatening to you and others around you. Other potential people driving around in a holiday spirit, hoping to enjoy a great holiday season when you're potentially eliminating their life on this planet at this very moment. I can't apologize for that. And I don't want anyone to expect me to apologize. It's stupid. That's it. See ya.